How's it, everybody? Welcome back to something brand new on the channel. Yep, you are seeing right. It is Cities Skylines 2, and yours truly is one of the lucky few who's got early access to the game. And I can't wait to show you what this game is about, the little town that we're going to build, and yeah, look, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's clean, it's slick. It looks kind of futuristic in the background there. And I cannot wait to develop a city that has buildings that look like this. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to create a brand new game. I love this mountain village map. I don't know what I'll say. This mountain village map is the one that has caught my eye, and we're definitely going to jump into that. And we're going to start off with something simple. So we're going to call this, I don't know, Simpleton. You know what? We had Little Town. So let's have Big Town as the first thing we build. And it will be North American. I want to give European a try, and I think I will at some point. But we're going to stick with the North American theme. And even in game, whether we use North American or European, you can actually zone buildings from any of the two themes, so it's all good. We're doing left-hand traffic, that's what I know, and we're not going to do unlimited money. We're gonna play the game the way it's meant to be played. So yeah, it's not a beautification build, it is a let us explore Cities Skylines 2. So with that, we've got nice temperature variations all the way up to -12, so we should get some snow at some point. And I can't wait to see what that looks like. We've got all the basic connections, everything going. Let's get into it. And here we are, people. First map, first town, big town in Cities Skylines 2. First thing, UI looks a little bit different. That's all good. We've got a nice big starting tile. This map is absolutely beautiful. It's got mountains everywhere with just a stream running in between, and you've got nice flat surface to build on. And I am quite excited. Nice thing is that everything is already set up for us with a small little roundabout here and some roads. So we're gonna start off by laying just the bare foundations of the road networks. And then what we'll do is that as we explore and we build and things get unlocked, we will go through each thing as it comes up. Right off the bat, we've got our zoning that is available to us. We've got the road networks, we've got electricity and water, and then of course landscaping, bulldozing. That's about all that's available to us right now. So we're gonna get in by building the first set of roads. And then as we start zoning and as we start unlocking various things, we will explore each thing. What I am aiming to do is I am aiming to get myself all the way to Grand Village in this build. So we'll see what we unlock in each of the progression points. And then hopefully we'll have a couple of these also unlocked, and we will enable a couple. One of the ones that I'm looking forward to is definitely the roundabouts and parking lots. If you've been following my build, you know I love parking lots. So I'm hoping to unlock those two fairly quickly, and then we'll see what else becomes available in all of these different progression trees. Okay, so we will talk more and more about all the different things that we will be doing. For now, let's get cracking. Let's lay some road networks, and then we shall take it from there. Now, as you can see, the video format is going to be a bit different. I do not have access to all the different camera mods and stuff that I usually use. So this gives me a good opportunity to try a different format. So we're going to be jumping between time-lapse build and, what should I say, real-time build, if that is even a term. So where appropriate, I will jump into live gameplay and we'll talk through what is happening. And then where we're doing a lot of expansion or things like the road building like we're doing right now, we will keep that as a time-lapse build. And I will do my best to keep the camera still, but it is not really the biggest priority for me with this specific build. So the aim of this really is to get familiar with Cities Skylines 2, see the tools that it has, And right now it's really playing around with the road tools. Nothing too crazy just yet. It's really laying out a basic road network just so that we can zone out and start getting the actual town to expand and to grow. And so I want to try and see how the tools differ. One of the things that I like about this is that it's got what we have come to know as network extensions built in, which is really nice. It shows you the angles of a new road that you are drawing relative to the roads that it's attached to. You've got guidelines, you've got like distance measurements. All of that stuff is stock standard out of the box, which is awesome. It's one less more that I would need to worry about. And one of the things that I enjoyed most about this was the fact that everything was just running smoothly. And as you lay all of this foundation stuff down, you are accumulating points, right? So you're actually progressing through the game, and all I've done is build a couple of roads, which is really awesome. It's nice to see me get rewarded for everything I do. Hey, we've reached the first milestone, tiny village. And with that we get 600,000 money, 1 development point, and 3 expansion permits. That is cool. And we did all of this without barely building anything. The nice thing is that, as I'm sure you've seen and I've probably talked about by now, is each time you build a road or you do anything noteworthy, you get those expansion points, which is cool. So in the milestones with Tiny Village, we've unlocked 3 map tiles, city budgets, city statistics we can start looking at. We've unlocked the medium density, the row density, which is nice, or row housing density, and then a whole bunch of roads. 4-lane arc, we've finally unlocked healthcare as well, and we've barely done anything with a mediclinic, cemetery, garbage, landfill, and the landfill lot too. Cool, so now we can actually plan our town nicely, and hopefully we can get ourselves to small village soon. Now we've got 1 development point, and like I said, what I want immediately is roundabouts, because I love roundabouts. So with that, I can actually go to this roundabout and convert it into a much bigger one, and just like that we have a bigger roundabout. Okay, cool. So with that, let us start zoning. We're gonna put down a couple of like the medical clinic stuff and zone a whole bunch of houses and things. I have not zoned in years, so let's see how that's going to turn out. Now another thing you would have noticed is that the video isn't as heavily edited, right? I am trying to leave in pretty much every single thing so that it gives an idea of how long it takes to do something. But I mean, the video is still time-lapse. Everything you're watching is sped up 5 times, and then I just cut out things where I am just admiring assets and stuff like that. But I'm trying not to cut out too much. A lot of the menu browsing, all of those things are just left there on purpose for you to see. Alright, so as the town is growing, let's get our first couple of tiles bought. And what I want to do is that I plan on expanding the industry in that area. So we'll buy these tiles. What's nice is that you can actually buy multiple at a time. So we've got 3, we're gonna buy all 3, and that gives us all of those pieces of land. Now we can go ahead and expand our road networks into this space and start putting down an industry or 2 in this area. Now I don't want the industry to be the main attraction of this town, right? We'll be putting industry at a bare minimum just to keep the demand happy, but even that will probably ignore the demand quite a lot. What I want to do really is see how far I can push it with minimum industry. I'm not a big fan of all the smoke that that comes out of those industrial buildings. So I try and keep it to a minimum, but otherwise there are some pretty cool industry stuff that has been introduced like this, where you set out the zoning area or the area that's covered by that landfill. I think that's a really, really, really nice tool. Hey, we have reached the small village, and with that we get more money, 700,000, 2 more development points, and now we can buy 4 more expansion tiles. Now, small village comes with a loan limit increase. I don't know if I'm ever going to take any loans, but we'll see. We can now start taxing our residents, and we've now got medium density housing, which is pretty cool. And now we've also got education, so we can actually start setting up the high school and the elementary school. So that's something I actually want to do, because I would like to build my town around the school and the cemetery actually. So I want to go and have a quick look at these two. So we're not going to bother with the development points just yet. So we're going to accumulate a bit more. So if I come here, for example, and I want to zone, let's say, a high density building. So over here, we're going to put a nice apartment block here. And I believe this should get us nice tall buildings of the American type. But we can also go ahead and change that to European and plop one down as well. See, demand has gone completely down, but we'll zone one in this corner and wait for it to actually grow so that we can see the difference. Now, what's nice is the fact that we can mix and match them, so we can have excuse me, we can have nice funky looking cities and towns. There we go. So that has popped up. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll revisit exactly what these look like once they've grown. In the meanwhile, I want to put down a school in this area, and then we'll expand out around the school a little bit. Now this gives me the opportunity to play around with expanding of these services. Now what I'm doing right now is looking at some of the way you can expand any of the service buildings. So there was the elementary school that we've put down there with a red roof, and then on the other side of it is the high school. Now if you see, I put down the first building, and then we put that sort of roundish one behind it. That was us basically extending the elementary school. And we're putting down a whole bunch of trees around us. Now the trees start off very, very tiny, and they need time to actually grow. So the expectation is that as time passes, all those trees that we have put down there, they will get bigger, and hopefully this whole town, as you're looking at it now, I thought I would leave this in to show you all of the way things are shaping up. We should see that the trees get bigger and hopefully become richer and start filling up the whole thing, the whole space. And just like that, the school as well, we expanded it to include this field, which I think is very nice. There are more expansions we can do, but with each expansion you incur monthly costs. Hey, we are on the large village, and with that we get even more money, which is awesome. 3 more development points, we can buy 5 more panels. So let's see everything that we get in the large village. So we get a loan limit increase, services budget, we got livestock farming. Oh, now this is something I definitely want to put down and try that. Stone mining, fire and rescue, firehouse, police, and the police station. Now what I noticed about this thing is that as soon as you unlock one of these, so for example the firehouse and the police, crime and fire suddenly become a thing in your city. So you generally don't want to waste time. You want to put those down as soon as possible, because in a matter of time, you know, the fires are going to start raging. So let's put down a fire station and a police station. I'll say probably somewhere around here, because we're going to increase the density as we get closer to the railway line, and hopefully end up building a railway station somewhere around this space. So let's get those down. Let's expand the town a little bit, and then we will continue making this town look a little bit pretty. So right next to this cemetery here is where we're putting down the police station and the fire station. Like I said earlier, once these are unlocked, you start seeing crime, you start seeing fires, and the last thing we want is to get any of those without protection. And then we just put down a couple of trees just to cover up the ground. Earlier I was talking about the different high density buildings. So we have these medium density housing where you could zone European versus American. So this is the American zoned one. You can see what that looks like. Not American, man. This is the European zoned one, and this is the American zoned one. And you see the difference. But the nice thing is that we can mix and match them without any issues, and I think that is pretty cool. If I'm not mistaken, we can even zone the European version of row houses right here next to it, and we should get some nice different looking assets. So mixing and matching the two different themes, I think, is going to make for some pretty funky looking cities. I like that. I think this is looking quite alright. I love the assets of Cities Skylines II. I think they look a lot sleeker, they look a lot more modern, and I can't wait to see what they all look like once they expand into their full-blown level 5 sizes. So going from here, what we're going to do is continue to expand out the town. So these are all the roads that we built very early on, and I've been ignoring the low density residential demand, so I figured I would take this opportunity to expand it out, let the town actually start growing, and then let's start making that progress towards our grand village. Now, if you notice that when I'm moving the camera around, you see quite a bit of blurring that happens. So that is actually an effect on the movement of the camera. And at some point, I actually turned it off. I forgot to turn it off before I started recording. But once you turn it off, you actually get a movement that looks smoother, that looks slicker. So I don't stress about that at all. I think it's just another effect that's added to the camera to just make everything look nice and sleek. But otherwise, I'm taking my time to zone piece by piece so that I get the right size houses that I want in between there. And then I use this opportunity as well to jump in and put a couple more industries. So this is the chicken farm, I believe, also using that new zoning type tool which allows you to define the area that it covers. And as I was doing that, it started to rain, and I thought I would take some time to just enjoy the ambient noises of the town in the rain, right? I think the sound of the rain just sounds so cool. It is something that I personally am a big fan of, and I decided I'll just leave this in here so we can all just enjoy it. But following that, we continue to expand out. Now this is me placing down the trees, and I decided to leave this in specifically because in this very moment I realized how much I missed prop line 2 right from Cities Skylines 1. So that's something that I really hope somebody makes a mod for at some point, because placing trees one at a time is not really my cup of tea, and I don't find the brush to be as effective as I would like it to be. So all these trees, it's much easier to actually put them down one by one, and you see a little icon that keeps appearing that just shows you whenever there's an overlap, and you've got to be a bit careful with that, because if you place the tree when something is overlapping, that thing gets deleted. So things like other trees or zoned houses, things like that will get deleted if you try and place a tree over them. So you just have to be a bit cautious about it. So it took me quite a while to place down all of these trees, and they better grow big because the effort that I put in to put all of these trees, I really want to see them enlarged in time. And then lastly, we're just going to expand this town out a little bit more, just with a couple of roads just to meet the demand. And then We will zone all of these out. I think I zoned some of the areas also off camera, just so that I don't make things too monotonous. And we have got to our target today, the Grand Village. We got $1 million more, 4 progression points, and we can unlock 6 more tiles. With this, I'm sure we've got so many that we can unlock now. But let's see what we've unlocked under Grand Village. So we've increased our loan limit to 250 whatever, thousand, whatever that is. We've got the district creation tool, production panel. We've got policies now. We've got natural disasters that I could care less for. And then transport overview, low rent housing. I wonder what that is. We should check that out. As well as low density office farming, grain farming, forestry. Hey, we've got transportation. That means that we've got the bus depot as well as public transport lines. So we can actually start setting up parks, public transport. And we've also got parks. We've got small parks, large parks. Wow, we've got a lot of stuff that has been unlocked on this milestone. So let's have a quick squeeze at a couple of things that we can do. So in the road stuff, we did unlock. We've unlocked the parking lots already. Oh, we've got a nice big underground buildings. But what I wanted was this one, the road maintenance. Right? Is this the one? No. Road maintenance should be under road. Oh, I don't have road services yet. Oh, you know what? I think I have to go through my development tree under roads, and we need to unlock that. Great. So let's unlock that one. There's a couple more things maybe we can unlock, like parks. We've got park maintenance. No, let's not stress too much. Yes, let's get trains, baby. So trains are things that we'll start building soon. I think we're good over there for now. We're still good over there. Education. We can unlock the college. It'll be nice to have like the college building here as well. So let's unlock that. And then we concentrate all of our education into one area. Recycling stuff, we'll worry about you later. Crematorium, I don't think we need to worry too much about death just yet. Water hasn't got too much. Electricity, so electricity, want to try and go down to the nuclear power station. I suppose the solar power plant. We'll see. We'll see which one we'll go to. And we can finally unlock highways. Great. So now we can actually start building some nice road networks and start sort of expanding our town nice and big. All right. So now with road services unlocked, I'm just thinking, where could we put a road maintenance building? Maybe in this awkward shaped area here, right along the main street. If we plop this down right here, I hope you are not going to lead to a lot of noise. I think that fits in quite nicely, actually. Oh, it's got an upgrade. Okay, but the upgrade is on the actual asset itself. This upgrade provides more space for a larger fleet of road maintenance buildings. Costs 15,000 a month. We'll worry about that later. But this is so cool. Check them out. They all headed out to go and make sure that our roads are in good working order. And you actually need this because accidents really are going to start happening. But now that we've got those going, we should be good. But I see our shops are complaining a lot about not having enough customers. So one of the things that I need to focus on right now is expanding my population. You can see, oh, we've also unlocked the high density demand. Ooh, let's see what that looks like. So we've got high density demand unlocked. That would be that, right? American style. Let's plop one down right there, and let's plop another one down right here, and let's see if that will be enough to expand quite wide. Actually, can we put a parking lot in this spot here? Parking. Do you have one that will fit right in? Yes, that one will fit right in. Great. So that's what the parking spots look like. Those are quite cool. And let's see what this large density buildings look like before we call it quits on this our brand new Cities Skylines II town. And here we have these large apartment blocks. I thought that these would be the ones that will ultimately become skyscrapers, but I think I am wrong, because when I look at what I can zone residential wise, there is one more big level that needs to be unlocked, and there is also another one in between. So I suspect these are the ones that are going to become the big milestones, or the big skyscrapers. But we will see as we unlock these. I see this one, we need to get all the way up to Big Town before we can unlock it. So we've got a while to go before we can get to that. I think I'm going to leave this here. In the next episode, we'll we will expand the city, start getting bigger and bigger, and and we will actually connect things up with this rail yard. So the next focus will really be connecting to this railroad, is what I meant to say, and getting some of these to become bigger buildings. And let's see if we can buy a couple of tiles further out that way and further out that way, and actually start connecting the railway. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet, because I'm really just playing to actually see what I can and cannot do in this game. And I think once we kind of get our hands and our heads around everything, we will either demolish a lot of things and rebuild, or we will start something completely brand new where we hopefully plan things a bit better with all things unlocked and unlimited money, just to make our lives a lot easier. We build for aesthetics more than anything else. But otherwise, everybody, that is the first look at Cities Skylines 2. This is very early access, and I want to say a big thanks to Colossal Order and Paradox Interactive for giving me this opportunity to play the very early versions of the game. I hope you all like what you see. I definitely do, and I cannot wait for the final version to be released. I love the way everything is looking from an assets point of view, from just about everything. I quite like it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. And as always, big thanks to all of my patrons. Really appreciate all the support. And if you enjoyed this, if you're looking forward to the game, leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you're looking forward to, and of course what you'd love to see me build in the upcoming months. And yeah, I think that is it. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Oh, let me know what you think of this video format. It was much easier to record, much faster to edit, and I think it will allow me to put out videos a whole lot quicker. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I shall see you all in the next one. Cheers.